Two people both save $10,000. Person A puts it in a savings account, earning 1%. Person B invests it at 10% annual returns. After 40 years, Person A has 14,800. Person B has 452,000. Same starting amount, same time frame. One became wealthy, one stayed poor. The only difference, compound interest. Einstein allegedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Warren Buffett built his entire fortune on it. It's the force that makes the rich richer and keeps the poor poor. But here's what nobody tells you. Compound interest works both ways. It either builds massive wealth or creates crushing debt, depending on which side you're on. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what compound interest is, why it's so powerful, how the wealthy exploit it, how debt uses it against you, and the specific actions you need to take to make it work for you instead of destroying you. This one concept, properly understood and applied, changes your financial life forever. Let's get into it. Let me show you three people experiencing compound interest in very different ways. Person 1, Sarah, missing the power. Sarah is 32. She's been working for 10 years and has been saving diligently. She has $20,000 in a high-yield savings account earning 2% interest. She feels responsible. She's saving. She's building wealth. Right? Wrong. Inflation is running at about 3% annually. Her money is earning 2%. She's losing 1% per year in purchasing power. After 10 years of saving, her $20,000 will be worth about $18,000 in today's dollars. She's getting poorer while thinking she's building wealth. But it's worse. If Sarah had invested that money in the stock market at historical average returns of 10%, it wouldn't be $20,000. With compound interest over 10 years at 10%, it would be $52,000. She's missing out on $32,000 because she doesn't understand compound interest. Sarah represents millions of people who think saving in a bank account is building wealth. It's not. It's slowly losing to inflation. They're missing the exponential growth that compound interest provides because they're scared of investing. Person 2, Marcus, destroyed by debt. Marcus is 28. 5 years ago, he graduated college with $40,000 in student loans at 6% interest and $10,000 in credit card debt at 18%. He's been making minimum payments ever since. Here's his reality. His student loan minimum is about $450 a month. After 5 years of payments, he's paid $27,000, but his balance? Still $38,000. He paid $27,000 and only reduced the principal by $2,000. $25,000 went to interest, compound interest working against him. His credit card is worse. $10,000 at 18% with a minimum of $250. If he pays minimums, it will take 40 years to pay off and cost $28,000 in interest. He'll pay $38,000 total to borrow $10,000. Compound interest crushing him. Marcus works hard, makes decent money, but he's trapped in debt because compound interest is working against him instead of for him. Every month, his debt compounds and grows faster than he can pay it down with minimums. Person 3, Jennifer, building wealth without trying. Jennifer is 35. 10 years ago, she invested $10,000 in a total stock market index fund. She set up automatic monthly investments of $500. Then she ignored it. She didn't try to time the market. She didn't pick stocks. She didn't check it constantly. She just let it sit and compound. After 10 years, her total contributions are $70,000, $10,000 initial, plus $60,000 in monthly contributions. But her account balance isn't $70,000. It's $115,000. She made $45,000 doing nothing. That's compound interest. Her returns generated their own returns, which generated more returns exponentially. And this is just the beginning. If she continues for another 30 years at the same pace, her account won't be a few $100,000. It'll be over $2 million. Jennifer understands compound interest. She put it to work early and let time do the heavy lifting. The core problem. Most people don't understand compound interest. They know the term, they've heard it's important, but they don't grasp the exponential nature of it. They think linearly. If I save $1,000 a year for 40 years, I'll have $40,000. Wrong. With compound interest, you'll have $266,000. This misunderstanding causes three massive problems. Problem 1, they don't invest early. People wait to invest. I'll start when I make more money. I'll invest once I understand it better. I'll wait for the market to crash. Meanwhile, they're missing years of compound growth they can never get back. Starting at 25 versus 35 is the difference between retiring with $2 million versus $800,000. Problem 2, they don't understand debt. People take on high-interest debt casually because they don't understand how compound interest makes it grow. It's only 18%, I can handle it. No, you can't. 18% compounding will destroy you. That's why credit card companies are worth hundreds of billions. They exploit people who don't understand compound interest. Problem 3, they focus on wrong numbers. People focus on contribution amounts instead of time and rate. I can only invest $100 a month. That won't matter. Wrong. $100 a month from age 25 to 65 at 10% is over $630,000. The amount matters less than time and consistency because of compound interest.
Let's break down exactly what compound interest is and why it's so incredibly powerful. What is compound interest? Simple interest. You earn interest only on your original principal. You invest $10,000 at 10% simple interest. Year 1, you earn $1,000. Year 2, you earn $1,000. Every year, $1,000. After 10 years, you have $20,000. Original $10,000 plus $10,000 in interest. Compound interest. You earn interest on your principal and on all accumulated interest. You invest $10,000 at 10% compound interest. Year 1, you earn $1,000, so you have $11,000. Year 2, you earn interest on $11,000, so you earn $1,100. Now you have $12,100. Year 3, you earn interest on $12,100, and so on. After 10 years with compound interest, you don't have $20,000, you have $25,937. Same rate, same time, different result because interest compounds. The difference seems small early on, but it's exponential. After 20 years, simple interest gives you $30,000. Compound interest gives you $67,000. After 40 years, simple interest gives you $50,000. Compound interest gives you $452,000, 9 times more. The Rule of 72. Here's a simple way to understand the power of compound interest. The Rule of 72 divides 72 by your interest rate or return rate to find out how many years it takes to double your money. 10% returns? 72 divided by 10 equals 7.2 years. Your money doubles every 7.2 years. 7% doubles every 10.3 years. 12% doubles every 6 years. This is why starting early matters so much. At 10%, start with $10,000 at age 25. By 65, 40 years, your money doubles 5.5 times. 10,000 becomes 320,000. Start with 10,000 at 40. By 65, 25 years, your money doubles 3.5 times. 10,000 becomes 90,000. Starting 15 years earlier isn't $15,000 more, it's $230,000 more. That's the exponential power of compound interest. Time is the biggest factor. People focus on rate of return. Should I invest in something returning 8% or 12%? That matters, but time matters more. Example, person A invests $10,000 at 12% for 10 years, ends with $31,000. Person B invests $10,000 at 8% for 20 years, ends with $46,000. Lower return, more time, more money, because compound interest needs time to work its exponential magic. This is why every financial advisor screams, start early, not because they're cliché, because the math is undeniable. A 25-year-old investing $200 a month until 35, 10 years, $24,000 contributed, will have more at 65 than a 35-year-old investing $200 a month until 65, 30 years, 72,000 contributed at the same return rate. Wait, what? Contribute 1/3 as much but end up with more? Yes, because the first person gave compound interest 30 more years to work on those early contributions. The dark side, compound interest in debt. Everything I just explained works in reverse with debt. Compound interest that builds wealth in investments destroys wealth in debt. Credit card debt at 18% doesn't just cost you 18% per year, it compounds. Here's what that looks like. Borrow $10,000, don't pay it. Year 1, you owe $11,800, $10,000 plus 18%. Year 2, you owe $13,924, $11,800 plus 18%. It's not adding $1,800 each year. It's multiplying by 1.18 each year. Exponential growth against you. After 10 years, that $10,000 at 18% compound interest becomes $52,338. You owe 5 times what you borrowed. This is why minimum payments are a trap. They're designed to keep you paying forever while the balance barely moves. Student loans, mortgages, car loans all use compound interest against you. The longer you take to pay them off, the more you pay. A 30-year mortgage at 5% means you pay almost double the house price in total because of compound interest.
Why the rich get richer. Wealthy people understand compound interest and exploit it ruthlessly. Here's how. Strategy 1. They start early. Rich kids often have investment accounts opened at birth. By 18, they have 18 years of compound growth. By 25, 25 years. By the time they're middle-aged, they have massive wealth from relatively small early investments because compound interest had decades to work. Strategy 2, they maximize rate of return. They invest in assets with higher returns, not savings accounts at 2%. Stocks, real estate, businesses averaging 8 to 15% or more. Higher rates mean faster compounding. Strategy 3, they reinvest everything. Dividends, profits, returns, they reinvest it all. This feeds the compound interest machine. Each dollar burned generates more dollars, which generate more dollars. Exponential. Strategy 4, they avoid debt or use it strategically. They don't carry credit card debt at 18%. If they use debt, it's low-interest debt to buy assets that appreciate or generate income. They make compound interest work for them, not against them. Strategy 5, they never stop. They don't cash out early. They let it compound for decades. Warren Buffett's net worth at 50 was $376 million. At 60, it was $3.8 billion. At 90, it's over $100 billion. Same investments, just more time for compound interest. The specific math, real scenarios. Let's run actual numbers to show the power. Scenario 1, start at 25 versus 35. Person A starts at 25, invests $500 per month, 10% annual returns, stops contributing at 35, 10 years, 60,000 contributed, lets it grow untouched until 65. Ending balance, $1,058,000. Person B starts at 35, invests $500 per month, 10% annual returns, continues until 65, 30 years, 180,000 contributed. Ending balance, $1,013,000. Person A contributed $120,000 less, but ended with more because they started 10 years earlier. That's compound interest. Scenario 2, consistent investing. Start with 0 at age 25. Invest $500 monthly, 10% annual returns. By age, 35, 10 years, $103,000. 45, 20 years, $380,000. 55, 30 years, $1,013,000. 65, 40 years, $3,175,000. Notice the acceleration.
First 10 years you make $103,000. Last 10 years you make over $2 million. Same monthly investment. The difference is compound interest accelerating exponentially. Scenario 3, the cost of waiting. Person A starts investing at 25, invests $500 monthly until 65, 10% returns. Total contributions $240,000. Ending balance $3,175,000. Person B waits until 35, invests $500 monthly until 65, 10% returns. Total contributions $180,000. Ending balance $1,013,000. Person B contributed $60,000 less, but ended with $2,162,000 less. The cost of waiting 10 years was $2 million. That's the brutal reality of missing compound interest by delaying. How to make compound interest work for you. Here's the specific action plan. Step 1. Start immediately. Not when you make more money, not when you understand everything, not when the market is better. Now, today, even if it's $50 a month. The time you lose waiting costs you exponentially. Step 2. Automate everything. Set up automatic investments every paycheck. Remove the decision from your conscious mind. Make it automatic so compound interest works while you sleep. Step 3. Maximize your rate. Don't leave money in savings accounts earning 1% when you could invest in index funds averaging 10%. The difference over decades is millions. Choose investments with reasonable returns and let compound interest amplify them. Step 4. Never touch it. Resist the urge to cash out. Every time you withdraw, you reset the compound interest clock. Let it grow untouched for decades. The last 10 years of a 40-year investment often produce more than the first 30 combined because of exponential growth. Step 5. Increase contributions when possible. Start with what you can afford. When you get raises, increase your investment. The more you feed the compound interest machine, the faster it grows. Step 6. Eliminate high-interest debt first. You cannot out-earn 18% credit card interest. Pay off high-interest debt before investing, because compound interest working against you is more powerful than compound interest working for you at those rates. Step 7. Reinvest all returns. Dividends, interest, capital gains. Reinvest it all. Don't spend it. Each dollar reinvested compounds. Each dollar spent is exponential future growth lost. Compound interest versus inflation. One critical point. Inflation is negative compound interest. At 3% inflation, your money loses 3% of purchasing power annually. This compounds negatively. $100,000 today at 3% inflation becomes $97,000 in purchasing power next year, $94,000 the year after. After 20 years, it's worth $55,000 in today's dollars. Your number stayed $100,000, but it buys half as much. This is why keeping money in low-interest savings is wealth destruction. If you earn 2%, but inflation is 3%, you're losing 1% compounded annually. Over 40 years, $100,000 becomes $58,000 in real purchasing power. You must earn returns that beat inflation. Historically, stocks average 10% nominal returns, about 7% after inflation. That 7% compounds into real wealth growth.
Here's what you need to do right now. If you're young, under 30, you have the most valuable asset, time. Compound interest needs time to work its magic. Even small investments now become massive wealth later. Action? Open a Roth IRA today. Invest whatever you can monthly, even $100. Set it to automatically invest in a total stock market index fund. Then ignore it for 35 years. That simple action, started today, could be worth over $1 million by retirement. If you're middle-aged, 30 to 50, you've lost some time, but you still have decades for compound interest to work. The worst thing you can do is say it's too late. It's not. Action. Calculate how much you need to retire. Use a compound interest calculator online. Input your current savings, desired retirement age, and expected return. Use 8% to be conservative. See how much you need to invest monthly to hit your goal. Then set up automatic investments to make it happen. If you're older, 50 plus, time is shorter, but compound interest still works. Plus, you likely have higher income now than when you were young. Use that. Action. Maximize retirement account contributions. If you're over 50, you get catch-up contributions. Max those out. 10 to 15 years of aggressive saving with compound interest can still build substantial wealth. If you have high interest debt, compound interest is destroying you right now. Every day you carry that debt, it grows exponentially. Action. Attack high-interest debt with extreme urgency. Pay minimums on everything except the highest interest rate. Throw every extra dollar at that. Once it's gone, move to the next highest rate. Get out of debt before investing, because negative compound interest costs you more than positive compound interest gains you. The ultimate truth. Compound interest is not magic, it's math. Exponential math. It's the force that separates those who build wealth from those who stay broke. The wealthy use it. They start early, invest consistently, reinvest returns, and let time do the work. After decades, they have millions. The poor get destroyed by it. They carry high-interest debt that compounds against them. They wait to invest, missing decades of growth. They cash out early, resetting the exponential curve. They end up working until they die. The difference isn't income, it's understanding and application of compound interest. Your choice right now. You can spend the next 40 years letting compound interest work for you, building exponential wealth while you sleep, or you can let it work against you, compounding debt and lost opportunity into a financial hole you never escape. Same force, different direction. Your choice determines which side you're on. The numbers don't lie. Invest $500 a month from age 25 to 65 at 10% returns. You'll have $3,175,000. Your contributions totaled $240,000. Compound interest created $2,935,000. You contributed less than 8% of your ending wealth. Compound interest contributed 92%. That's the power. That's why Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. That's why it changes lives. But only if you start, only if you're consistent, only if you let time work. Final challenge. Open a compound interest calculator right now. Search Compound Interest Calculator on Google. Input your numbers. See what consistent monthly investing for decades actually produces. The number will shock you. It seems impossible. It's not. It's just exponential math. Then make it real. Open an account, set up automatic investing, start today, not tomorrow, not next month, today. Every day you wait costs you exponentially. Every month you delay is tens of thousands of dollars in future wealth lost. Every year is hundreds of thousands gone forever. Compound interest is the most powerful force in finance. Now you know why. Now use it. I'll see you in the next one.